Hello dear learners, welcome to the video on Introduction to Community. I am Dr. Krishna Kalita, working as Assistant Professor in the Department of Education, Kumar Bhaskar Burma Sanskrit and Ancient Studies University. In this video, we will cover the concept of community, its characteristics, different forms of community, the significance of community, and at last we will summarize the whole thing. You know that human beings are social in nature. It means that human beings cannot live in isolation without interacting or without the help of other people. Therefore, they live in groups, and that is why we live in society. And community is a part of the society. Actually, community refers to a group of people who have commonality. For example, common interest, common goals, common values, which are followed by the members of that community. To look at the etymology, the term community is derived from Latin words. Two Latin words are there. One is com, which means together, and another is munis, which means serving. This means that community signifies contributing together towards a shared goal, and that makes the term community. It means in community it is necessary that some people come together to form a group, and that group has to have some common goals, some common interest, which are to be achieved by all the members of the group together. The concept of community has evolved with time. If we go back to ancient times, Aristotle described community as a compound of parts having functions and interests in common. So you can see that community has been understood as a system where there are different parts, and each part will have their own functions, and they will work together commonly together as so that some objective is achieved. We can see different definitions of community. For example, Bell and Newby defined community as a set of interrelationships among social institutions in a locality. Kaufman defined it first as a place and second as a configuration as a way of life, both as to how people do things and what they want to say, their institutions and goals. Then Robert Stebbins defined community as a social group with a common territorial base. Those in the group share interests and have a sense of belonging to the group. Sussman's definition is: a community is said to exist when interaction between individuals has the purpose of meeting individual needs and obtaining group goals. Hawley refers to community as a structure of relationships through which a localized population provides its daily requirement. So, if you go through each of these definitions, you will find that the definitions have emphasized on relationship among individuals of a group. Also, we can see that locality or place had been regularly a mention in most of the definitions. So we can say that these are two important elements of community: the relationship and the locality or place. But as we said that the concept of community has been evolving, it has changed with time and context. So, in 1984, Jean Youngblood coined the term virtual community. It was later defined by Reingold as social aggregations that emerge from the net when enough people carry on those public discussions long enough with sufficient human feeling to form webs of personal relationships in cyberspace. Now, this has widened the concept of community. The emphasis which had been placed in most of the definitions earlier on locality or place has been replaced by the web or the internet, through which people can connect with each other without geographical proximity also. So, which we know as virtual community. For a better outlook of the term community, we may understand it from 4 different perspectives. System perspective regards community as a system comprising of various parts which need to be organized to function well. Each of the parts need to fulfill their role for this, so that the community functions well. Next, the social perspective focuses on the social relationships, the interactions, the connections among the community members existing in the community. Next, the virtual perspective emphasizes on the technology as a basis of communication in the community. Means it emphasizes, it highlights the most evolved concept of community, that is virtual community. The individual perspective highlights that the individual member of the community have their own sense of community membership, and that an individual may be a member of different communities at the same time. For example, the same person may be a member of teaching community, a member of student community, a member of particular religion, or a member of particular place, geographical place. After going through various definitions and after looking at the concept of community from different perspectives, it is apparent that defining community is very difficult. It is a vague concept. However, we can understand the concept as consisting of a set of meaningful interactions and behaviors among the individuals of a group based on shared goals, expectations, values, and beliefs among the individuals. It means that when we discuss the concept of community, we see that we need a group, we need meaningful interaction among the members of the group, and we need some commonality, I mean to say some shared goals and interests. Now, let us look at the characteristics of community. Communities are social entities with a degree of relationship that is based on some or the other commonality. It is sometimes called as a miniature society also. Let us look at the characteristics one by one. A community cannot form with one individual. It must consist of a number of individuals. It may be a large number of individuals forming a group or a small number of individuals forming a group. Next, any community is formed only when there is one or the other commonality among the members of the group. For example, it may be the language or the purpose or the interest, etc., which is common among the members. These commonalities develop the community sentiment. Then next, there must be certain interactions among the members of the community. It means opportunity to connect with each other, share their thoughts and ideas, and build relationships. The interaction may be face-to-face, through social media, or any other online platform, as discussed earlier when we were discussing about virtual community. Next, generally a group of people forms a community only when they are in close proximity with each other. However, this proximity may or may not be geographical. Particularly with the advent of technology, we see many examples of virtual communities where the members may reside in geographical distance but are in close proximity through technology. Next, the community stands as an identity for the individual members. An emotional attachment of the members to the group distinguishes them from the members of other community, other group. So a community gives identity to each member of the group. A community cannot be formed only with a group of people and a definite locality or a definite territory. The members of a community must have the feeling of belongingness, the feeling of being accepted by the group. Each of the members should have this feeling of being accepted by the group. Members are obligated to follow the rules, customs, traditions of the community. So, obligation is another characteristic of a community. Now, let us see different forms of community. A community may form in different ways, from a small group of friends, small neighborhood, a large organization of a large number of members, to even global networks of people. A community may be based on geographic location, language, shared interest, religious or spiritual path followed, and practice or profession followed by an individual. For example, based on geographic location, there may be an urban community and a rural community. Based on language, it may be a French-speaking community or Hindi-speaking community or Assamese-speaking community. Based on spiritual path or religion, we find examples of Christian community, Jain community, etc. We find communities based on profession followed or the practice that an individual is a part of. For example, the doctor community, student community, etc. Apart from this, the community may also be based on institutions, customs, traditions, etc. As already said, human beings exist in social context. So, the significance of community is established as it provides a sense of identity, support, belongingness, and empowerment. Each individual member of the community identifies oneself with the community. It signifies difference from other groups. So, community provides an identity to each of its members, helps in developing the concept of self of the individual. Being a part of a community can also provide a sense of social support, which is very much essential for our well-being, particularly during challenging times. Being a part of a community also provides us the sense of security, as one knows that the individual is not alone and at least some people stand at the back with one or the other commonality. So this brings the feeling of security and support. This feeling of security, being connected in a particular group, creates the sense of belongingness to the community. And this sense of belongingness is significant and is positively regarded. Community also provides the sense of empowerment, as it creates scope for gaining new skills and experiences. When we learn from different members of the community, we are empowered with new skills, new experiences, and new learnings. Community also provides opportunities for connecting with people, which again provides opportunity for learning from each other. The individuals in a community are seen to be integrated in a network of relationships that fosters commonness and spirit of togetherness. As much as one can connect with people and widen the network, there is more scope for developing. It also helps in bridging the gap. I mean to say, the potentials and limitations of the individual members can be compensated within the community. The potentials of one individual may help another to compensate the other's limitations. It makes the community self-sufficient. These are very essential for the well-being of the individual as well as the society. So community is important not only for development at personal level, individual level, but the society as a whole. Thus, we have understood that community is a group of people who maintains some relationship with each other through communication because they share the same goal or the same interest or any other commonality. Two essential elements of community have come to the highlight, that is common interests and communication. But sometimes some challenges emerge in sustaining a community. Sometimes disagreements lead to emergence of conflicts in the community, which again lead to a chaotic situation. Another challenge is the indifferent attitude of some members of the group, due to which there is lack of motivation for participation in the group or in the community. These may lead to failure in achievement of the common purpose and brings lethargy in the development of the community. Sometimes even homogeneity of the group members also become a challenge. Here, homogeneity means following the group behavior without any contribution towards the group. It blocks the alternative perspectives which might bring multiple solutions to a problem. So, though there is homogeneity in a group, there are commonalities in a group, we expect that different alternative perspectives or solutions come up for a particular problem within the community from different members of the community. For building a strong and vibrant community, mutual trust, sense of acceptance, loyalty to the common purpose, and maintaining an effective communication among the members are very important. Hope you have understood the concept of community and also its significance for the individual development and the development of the society as a whole. Thank you.